What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Patrick. Today's video, it is wing day. So a lat focus pull. Slight change to the programming because we are 11 weeks out. It really is crunch time now. One exercise has been swapped, and then we have dropped volume a tiny bit just to delay the effects of that fatigue from being in a diet. Training for 8 weeks in a row, going on 9 now. So I'll run you guys through the changes, explain a little bit more about the workout, what I'm thinking about, how I'm feeling during this prep, and then I will show you the freaky shreds that have come in. Because this week, weight has been dropping like my portfolio in crypto, straight fucking down. So I'll show you guys that, but let's get into the session. Even though we are switching up a couple things, one thing that will never be switched out this entire prep, and you can hold me to it, is this machine. Why? Because it's probably the best machine for your lats. So no reason to switch it ever. Strength's holding pretty good. Honestly, it's holding pretty good on all back stuff. There's one exercise that I hit a fat wall on, which is that light fitness row. So that's one thing I've changed from this session, because I'm gonna switch it to something else and I'll show you what that something else is. But this will never be changed. And strength is holding incredibly well on this. And we rip 3 sets per side just because of how good of a machine it is. And I will change the setup slightly for the last set, and I'll explain that and why. But yeah, strength's holding amazing on this, so we're gonna keep it in. And I will not take it up this entire prep. You can hold me to that. So we are trying to acquire a opposing coach. He is an IFBB pro. He is a CPA judge, actually. Federation that I'm competing in is a CPA, which is like Canadian Physique Alliance or something. So since I'm 11 weeks out, I definitely am going to need opposing coach because I have no idea how to pose, especially for classic in particular. Men's physique, I feel like I can figure out, but classic, I definitely need to. I messaged him on Instagram and he didn't respond, but I saw someone at the gym that I've seen with him before and posed with him before. So I went up to that guy and I said, do you know him still? Does he still go here? I messaged him on Instagram, he didn't answer. He said he's an older school guy, so he gave me his number. So I'm gonna text him now, and hopefully in the next video, you guys see me posing with him. Not really sure how it's gonna go. This might just be a waste of time, but we'll see how it is. And as I get leaner, I'm probably gonna have more and more sessions just so I can tip top my posing up. Doesn't even make sense what I just said. I'll probably have Armand come in for a couple sessions if the guy's cool with it, and then he can record kind of going through the poses, and you guys can see all that. Okay, so we switched it up for the last set. I did 2 sets with a seat lower, and with this machine, it is very heavy and lengthened, but just the way that your strength profile of your lat is always gonna be a lot weaker in that shortened position. On most lat stuff, right, you can kind of bang out 3 or 4 partials at the end of your set, but it's that last 20% to bring your arm all the way down and fully shorten your lat. That's really hard. So basically what I'll do here is I'll just lift the seat up 1 setting, and then when I sit into it here, I'm gonna go like a lot more into the machine so that this pad is like really on my thigh here. And then as I pull down, it'll be a little bit easier to get that fully shortened position. So this will just be a way that I can just manipulate this exercise to get another set of good quality stimulus and be able to take it through that full range of motion. Whereas if I kept the seat on the lower setting, I either wouldn't be able to do enough weight, wouldn't get a lot of reps, or there would be a drastic fall off between my 2 working sets and that 3rd working set. And another thing what I'll do with this last set is I'll really let myself go into full scapular protraction, keeping that scapula depressed a bit and keeping that shoulder down and back to keep the tension on the lats completely. However, since I already have done 2 sets on this machine like that, to add a little bit more variety, this one I kind of just let my shoulder get pulled all the way forward, let my scapula do what it wants to do, and then drive really hard down and back through that elbow. Try to fix this piece of shit. Comes unclipped so you can replace the bands, because these bands fucking break. But when you clip it on, it's supposed to stay on. Good thing I have an engineering degree. Figure this shit out. So moving on to the only thickness exercise of today. I actually subbed out the light fitness row for this. What it basically is a bent over row, but you have the beautiful chest support. So giving it a try. This is gonna be my second week doing it. I'm gonna implement a little bit more feeder sets with this versus just a standard work your way up, top set, back offset. So it'll be a little bit more volume for this and a little bit more feel it. Honestly, in a growing phase, I would not advocate for this type of training just because it's what I used to do and it's what got me plateaued. And it's only when I changed up my training that I did start to progress past newbie gains. But in a contest prep, in the mid to late stages of a cut, being that I've dieted for 10 plus weeks and body fat and food and energy are getting low, simply 2 straight sets with progressions is not going to be viable for where I am in training. So I switched my approach up a little bit for a couple different exercises to make sure I'm getting blood to the muscle, make sure I'm really feeling it where I need to feel it, because simply just gunning for progressions isn't going to happen regardless. So that's why we're changing up the approach slightly. So I used to have the light fitness row in, you guys saw it. Basically the reason why I took it out, I just absolutely hit a wall. Not even to the point where I wasn't progressing, but to the point where it was probably my most regressing exercise in this entire workout. So once I saw that, it's gonna fuck with your head mentally and you're gonna just feel it less, because the more you're regressing, the more you're gonna try to fight and keep those numbers, and that's where the technique is gonna slip. So rather than just dropping the weight 3, 4, 5 pins up to get that standard of technique back, I would rather swap it out and try to do something else, which will be a novel stimulus, which will target the same muscles that I was doing in that version of the row. But with this one, try to take some form of progression somewhere, because I've never done this specific variation. So one thing I've actually noticed that has slowly been getting worse and worse each week, and it's been creeping up to a point where it's really bad, is the quality of my bicep and tricep training after my pull and push days. As my energy gets lower and lower, as my body fat gets lower and lower, as fatigue gets higher and higher, throughout each session, I'm noticing my arm training getting worse and worse each week. And it's gotten so bad to the point where I do have to make a change, and the change being made is I'm dropping one exercise from my push days, from my pull days. So you saw today's pull days a little bit shorter. It's that high lat row, it's the high to low lat row, and then it's that one thickness movement. Those are the 3 back exercises. I move on to my 2 bicep exercises, and then I'm gonna finish up with just a slight little 2 sets of lat pullovers. But this shortening the length of my workout is gonna give me a chance to really get back into proper arm execution, because I'm noticing with the volume that I currently have, with my energy levels getting lower, my arm session is getting, with the volume that I currently have had, I'm noticing week to week, arms are getting trained less intensely, and I'm getting less of a pump, and I'm suffering by performance on my arm training week to week. So that needs to stop now. Wake the fuck up. Holding that beam, let's go. See her, no self-esteem, she low. See her, turn up by my control. She look, I to be losing my mind. This be 70 less. She trying to tell me the sign. Pump's gone, yeah. With the lack of carbs over an extended period of time. Right, when I go from back to anything else, or if I go from chest to something else, pump dips. So I might have to do a little blood flow for the people on the YouTubes, all 4 of you. I'm gonna get pumped up so you guys can see the shreds. I thought it said no recording. I was gonna say that was perfect to stand under if it said no filming. But basically, last bicep exercise is just 2 straight sets of eagle lifting. I use the wall support so that when I'm using the momentum, I'm not doing it like my back by swinging, so I'm like bracing against the wall. The slight swing that I have is just from bringing my elbow up, which is gonna fully shorten your bicep, because shoulder extension is actually shorten your bicep. So basically, all the machines and all the super stable stuff that I've been doing, it's good. It allows me to get a nice stretch, it allows me to isolate my bicep, but a lot of machines, there really isn't any full supination, right? So the main focus of this exercise is gonna be nice supination, really twisting that wrist, and then also getting a squeeze by coming up and using the elbow to bring it forward a little bit, fully shortening the bicep there. You can call it ego lifting, I'll call it building arms. Yeah, I wanted to say, like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna take this hoodie off during the workouts because the lighting on the floor is so shit. In the change room, it's solid, but like the lighting on the floor is like so trash that when I take my sweater off to work out, I'm like, oh, this guy's some little natty, squeak, little, no muscle looking ass, trash ass, lighting ass, no muscle, no definition, no size. Because like the lighting is so strong, so it just washes everything out. So on that gym floor, it is garbage. So we might have to venture to some gyms to get some crazy lifting footage because the home gym is not really cut out for that, to be honest. Just about to finish up the workout. We have secured the posing coach. Don't read it, don't focus, but that's the text from him. I'm gonna message him back, gonna go back and forth a bit, get a couple sessions in. I don't know, I'll probably do one session and then I'll probably ask him, pitch him on the idea, let my cameraman come in. It's good advertisement for me, good for you, you know, mutually beneficial. And then I'll bring you guys along for the posing session. So we have secured a posing coach. I keep saying time to dial in as if I've not been dialed in with every single thing, cardio, steps, food, and whatever in training, but it's time to dial in. So let's finish the workout, let's get posing now.
They know I'm a big boss, got a big boss in this bitch. They know I'm a big talker, have my big body and they see it. No, it's how me, bitch.
So time for me to finish up with 30 minutes of cardio here, post-workout. Sometimes I do it faster in the morning, sometimes I do it post-workout depending on what my schedule is like, as you guys saw in that full day of eating video. That's basically gonna wrap it up for this video. We've finally broken under 190 pounds, 189.6 I think this morning. So as you can tell by the posing footage, a shit ton leaner. But we are just getting started. We still have a lot more fat to come off, but so far very happy with the progress in terms of the weight dropping, in terms of the conditioning showing through, and everything like that. If you want to work with me one-on-one, shoot me a DM over on Instagram and I'll see if I can help you out. That is going to wrap it up for this video. If you did like the video, leave a like if you liked it, come on, and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this prep series because things are getting very, very spooky now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.